Hey everybody, my name is Rydo, and today we are starting a new series on a game called Hand of Fate, plus the DLC Wild Cards, which I have both installed. This game was released in February 15th, 2015. DLC came out on April 17th, 2015, so a pretty new game. And I wouldn't be surprised if the sequel isn't around the corner too, so let's see it, what the story's about, and what everything's about. Let's begin. I bet it's about fate.
One more for the game. Come, sit.
Notice
Past the 13 gates.
the subtitles don't work here.
And you come to my table to play the game of life and death.
They're too fast.
Your stake is wagered.
Way too fast.
I refuse none who come here. Yet, I say, turn back.
So we've been through 13 gates, and now we're going to play a card game to determine the fate of ourselves, I suppose? Between life and death. Interesting. So, logically, I should turn around and run unless I have magical powers to hover cards in the air like he does. Because if he can just do that as a show of force, I don't want to see what he actually can do with his magic. But that would be a boring game, so let's actually start.
The game begins. One lives and one dies. Let us see what you are made of. Here is the first member of my court, the Jack of Dust. 12 in all must fall before you may challenge me.
So I have to beat 12 of his cards. And so the first one's Jack of Dust. The bandit leader is stronger and faster than most bandits encountered. He can become enraged and make powerful, unblockable attacks. He also inspires his followers to steal gold on each hit. In the ruins of an ancient temple among the eternally shifting sand dunes lives a mysterious leader of the desert bandits, infamous for his big reign of terror over any spice caravans that dare take their chances traveling through his domain. He rules as a king over the barren lands. Alright. I kind of wish that the other guy had read all that extra backstory instead of me. But okay, he explained them well enough. How are we going to beat him, though?
Scared of returning to the fray?
No, I'm just trying to figure out how this game works. Look how big his hands are. The scale is going to be difficult for them to keep it right.
Let the cards fall where they may. We begin.
So, nothing's getting explained here. I really could have used a tutorial here. There's a spider over there on the left. There was an option in the menu to turn off the spider. Maybe that's just for arachnophobia people. So, let's hit back and see our inventory, I guess.
You can always review your cards here.
That would make sense. Who are we? We have a light armor. Well, this guy, I assume. We have a rusty axe. And do we have any upgrades?
Here is all you have gained.
So right now we're an adventurer, and I think we unlock other character classes later. We have no upgrades. The adventurer has no specific upgrades or rule changes. Alright. We have 100 health, 20 food, and 10 gold apparently, and I think that's all we can know. So, this is a card game, but it changes into a kind of action game in a second. So it's not just going to be like my Hearthstone series where we're playing card games forever. There's going to be some actual action here. There's a character on top of this guy, So does that mean I have to click the face down one? Let's click the face one, up one. Nothing. So I guess I have to click this. There's no other option.
That first moment, that glinting weapon, the call to action, to adventure. Truly, there is nothing like it.
I think I just lost 10 gold to walk through the Twisted Canyon. Or either 10 gold or 10 food. I didn't lose any health, but something changed over there. I think it was 10 food. And so our character is the little figurine, and then we get cards that we can either walk on. So is each card a different direction you could have moved? Maybe. You see a weapon glinting in the sunlight, lying next to a skeleton at the bottom of the canyon. Should I take it, or did the weapon, is it cursed? So do I climb down to retrieve the weapon? The walls of the canyon are covered in thick vines, perfect for climbing. Or do I leave it? Now, from what I understand, we gotta turn down the audio here a little bit. Or I've gotta turn down the audio a little bit for myself. Here we go. Nothing for you. We'll leave it the same. I believe that's right. This is one of my first series with a new audio equipment, so I'm trying to figure it out still. Each of these cards, I think, has a good outcome and a bad outcome. It's not like every single time climbing down and retrieving the weapon is the right move, or every single time leaving it is the right move. However, when you play video games, action is almost always favored over inaction. So we're going to retrieve it. I have 3 successes and 1
Choose from these
fail.
options.
So instead of what would be kind of like a Dungeons and Dragons dice roll for success, it's a card selection for success. This feels like it is going to be somewhat simplified, a simplified version of something like Dungeons and Dragons, which I actually haven't ever played, but I understand most of it, I would think. So we get a success. Very carefully you make your way to the bottom of the canyon. I really wish they had voiced all of this, but I can kind of see this as a smaller style game, not enough budget. I wouldn't be surprised if they made a sequel where every single outcome was voiced. We make it way to the bottom of the canyon, and we get to draw an equipment card. So we have a sword that has a damage 23, press X button to strike enemies. Compared to our rusty axe, which is 20. So 3 is an improvement. That's more than a 10% improvement. That's a 15% improvement, I believe, if my math's right. So equip it.
A moment to savor. That will make you much more effective.
So now we have to choose our next card, and it doesn't seem like we have multiple paths. I mean, could I go back and escape right now? I can, but it costs me food, it seems like. Yeah, you lose 1 food for every time you move. So that was actually pointless. Let's go.
I was never a fan of illusion or pretense. Here, I'll make an exception.
So there's this new character we're going to have to deal with called Mr. Lionel. Whilst enjoying your evening meal at the local tavern, which, if that's the case, then why does my food go down? A strange old man takes a seat next to yours. He taps your shoulder quite painfully with a wooden staff to get your attention, and you notice that he appears to be a goblin, poorly disguised as a human. He wizenedly His wizened face grins at you with a hint of madness. My name is Mr. Lionel. If you give me what I need, boy, I will conjure up your heart's desire with this wizardly wand of my own creation. Well, why can't he do that? So, I could give him the bread from my plate, ask him what he needs, or give him 20 gold if I had 20 gold, or ignore the goblins. Let's ask what he needs. He cackles uncontrollably for a few moments and sits patiently to waiting for your response. What does he need? I need to help you. Okay. Mr. Liner taps the staffs on the ground and a shield materializes at your feet. There you go, old bean. His smile's a warm grin that reveals his chipped and yellow teeth. Your face reminds me of my son. I haven't met you before, have I? Draw one equipment card. And that's weird because it didn't just give me the first equipment card, it gave me an actual weapon. Now I figure we're doing a tutorial in this battle, in this scenario, so it almost certainly would have always given me a shield just because I don't have one. But I suspect we're going to play this over and over again, and in playthroughs after this, things will be different. Shields with the reflect trait allow a hero to reflect projectiles back at the attacker. This must be performed precise timing as the projectile draws near. Press Y to reflect projectiles. Look for a green indicator above the hero's head. We also have counters. Weapons with this trait allows a hero to counter a foe's attacks. Look for a green attack indicator above foe's head. Press the Y button to counter. So pretty much, if you're going to use your shield, it's going to be Y, but you're going to have to time it right, depending on the type of attack. So, continue.
You can now reflect your opponent's ranged attacks using your shield. Make good use of this skill if you wish to survive.
Good. I'm pretty sure this is a tutorial because I've seen other people play this game and it went almost exactly the same this way. Well, it did go exactly the same this way. Next card.
Fair Merith. I'm not surprised to find that this encounter remains vivid in your memories.
So I wonder if this is supposed to be a game of what's happening now, a game of something that never happened, or a game of something that has happened and you're just revisiting your decisions from the past. So if you do well, you succeed, but if you do evil, you would then be doomed. One day in a shabby forest, you encounter an elf maiden. She stops to greet you. I am Meredith of the Forest Folk. My people have long helped the mortals of this realm. What would you ask for me? Ask for longer life, ask for supplies, ask for gold. Well, I suppose a longer life would be nice. It would be greedy to ask for gold. Kind of greedy to ask for supplies. Doesn't seem like we really need that much food. Let's go with life. As you wish, Meredith mutters and waves her hand. Light shines from your skin. The dealer draws you one max health gain card.
A little extra health, but it is only a momentary respite.
So from that we see it only gave us 5 extra health, which if we had gotten like 5 gold or 5 food, that would have been a lot more impactful. 5 health is 5% increase, where 5 food would have been quite a lot more, or 5 gold would have been a 50% increase. Remember, mortal, that both heroes make for great ballads. That bold heroes make for great ballads, but survivors think twice before mentioning it in meddling in the affairs of gobs and monsters. Gods and monsters, not gobs. So we only have one more card, and then I think we're gonna be done. Are we gonna just... Is this the Jack of Ash? Or whatever it was called? Stairs.
Bound once more, seeking the heart of it all.
So, that seems specifically placed. You've discovered the exit to this area. Take the stairs, turn back. Why would I turn back? Let's take the stairs. You embark on the next leg of your adventure.
Your journey is well begun. This is what I was looking for. You show some aptitude for the game. Perhaps this will not be as boring as I thought.
So, now we're going to start having some decisions after this next card. One of these has to be a stairs or a boss or some other exit. Let's see. But we have to go here, so there's no real decision. Dead Man's Gorge.
I'm sure it's not called Dead Man's Gorge without reason.
Seems like you have to hit A about one time too many. While crossing the ancient rope bridge of Dead Man's Gorge, you hear sounds of movement from below. It's an ambush. Draw one monster card. Finally we get into some action. It's been nearly 16 minutes. 2 of Dust. And this is where the game changes. So instead of running some kind of...
You can now counter your opponent's attacks. Hit the counter button when you see the flashing indicator.
So instead of being like dice rolls or something, you're actually going to need some skills here. Now, forgive me if my controller sounds really loud. I'm going to try to avoid that, but my new microphone seems to be very powerful about picking up these sounds. And I'll try not to hit the buttons too hard. And it may be fine. We'll see. Dodge roll is A, B is stun, Y is counter, X is attack. None of this seems like it's going to be number based. So 2 of dice is 2 of dust is 2 bandits, I assume. That was rather easy. I tapped X quite a lot, and I hit Y with a long pause there a couple of times. And then I don't think I intentionally ever dodge rolled, but I may have accidentally hit the button. So, starting me off really easy, not a difficult fight at all. You recover from what you can from the dead. The dealer draws 3 gain cards. I'm still at 105 health, but I'm getting a little concerned about my food. I wonder if I just starve to death immediately if I run out of food, or if I take like 5 health damage each turn. We get to draw one equipment. Nice. There's so many different piles here.
A peasant's weapon, but effective nonetheless.
Well, an axe is better than what I have for 23, so let's use it.
Really? Is that what you're going to do?
We get 3 food, that's nice. And 3 more food, so I'm not really worried about food anymore. We could go this way, or we could go this way. Let's go here, just in case. We may have to backtrack a little bit to hit both of these. I want to play thoroughly. A winding trail.
An ambush. Hardly fair, is it?
Not really. Suddenly a tree falls across your path, blocking the way ahead. The dealer draws you 1 monster card. Let's see. Weapons bristle from the trees around you, their wielders' faces obscured by the undergrowth. Give us all your gold or die. Attack the cowardly band for daring to threaten you. Give them all your gold. No, I'll just attack them. It seems like a 2 of dust is either going to be a very weak group, or it's always going to be 2 bandits or 2 of something. So, you shout a battle cry and raise your weapon. The battle begins. Let's see if the axe really changes our fighting style. Look at all these cards I have on top of me. The location certainly changes. So, even if you're far away from them, the counter works very well. And it has you rolling around when you counter. You search for the loot, the dealer draws you 3 more gains cards. 1 new equipment. Shield.
I cannot expect you to get by without some protection.
Is it any different than the shield we have? Would you like to equip the new shield? No, I think we're fine. Let's just say no. 3 more food. We're getting too much food at this rate. 20 gold. Nice. That's quite a lot of gold. I bet gold is more of a commodity than I realized. We probably need quite a lot to buy things. We'll find out, I guess. Here's the shop. In a shabby grove off the beaten trail, you find a traveling merchant looking for a trade with wandering adventurers. Let's approach the shop, sure. Wonder if I could go back to the shop from the next level. Greetings, wise traveler. I have much to offer you. Good. I don't have much to pay with.
If you were wondering why you've been collecting all that gold, you now have your answer. We're starting to get into the meat of the game now. The back and forth between resources and rewards.
Man, these subtitles are totally timed wrong. Let's see. We don't need to heal any wounds. We probably don't need to buy a food. We have a dog barking in the background. That's in the game. Buy the items. Let's see. Sword that does 23 damage. No. Shield that does that. We don't need. This is 35. I'd like to buy it, but I don't have it. So, the only thing I could buy here would be the Explorer's Helmets. It reveals stare encounters upon entering the level and grants a gold bonus for revealing every encounter on the level. Let's just buy it.
A small aid to navigation, but still.
So that's all I can really need to buy. Can I sell anything? Well, we're not using these other weapons, I guess. Like, 1 shield is enough. This shield provides passive damage mitigation. Well, this one doesn't, so let's sell this one. And then hopefully this one's the right one and needs to be equipped. And this is what we're using for 25 damage, so we can sell this. And then, does that mean we could come back and buy this? No, we can't afford it still. That's fine. What about food? 1 food would be $4 and 10 food would be $30. I think that's good enough. I don't mind the barking dog as a background noise, but I do kind of mind that it is a little bit too methodical for barking. Alright, so this shield is equipped. This is equipped. Do we have any upgrades we can do on anything? No, there's no upgrades. So there's blessings and curses still, gloves, trinkets, and artifacts that could be found. And our inventory seems like we could have quite a lot more things. So I think we're good to go. There's only one place where we could go. The Jack of Dust.
You have reached my first champion. A good man, driven to madness by a war that took all from him. Wife and child, kith and kin. From such dark and brittle iron I forge my tools. Now we see your metal.
So I wonder if the Jack of Dust played this game and lost. Is that what happens? Do you become a card? Or maybe the Jack of Dust really did work with this magician, or whoever this guy is. We don't even know. Let's just continue and take the fight.
This token will unlock more cards if you can defeat this encounter.
Alright, so you get tokens if you win, and that unlocks more cards, which means then if we played this scenario a second time, we could potentially get more equipment and win even easier, maybe gain more tokens, create a whole cycle of improvement there. Seems like he's offering 3 of them. So he's a 4 dust. Or is that a 4 dust on top of the Jack of Dust?
Some enemy attacks cannot be blocked or countered. Get out of the way or stop them with your own counter.
So he's rolling on the ground. I've got a combo going there. It's got a combo meter in the bottom left. But I gotta be careful. I'm missing some of these counters. Oh, he just hit me with a black attack, which needed a dodge roll. Or you can just beat on him. Oh, that's no good. He became enraged, I think, once I killed all his characters. There we go. Got him. That was a little bad. And so we got a new card in the world of the cards.
Down into the worms with him. Perhaps there is peace for him in the grave, poor soul.
And
One
there's a whole
champion has been
collection
sent
there.
to the cabinet. Yet we are only at the start of our road. You will face 11 more opponents who will test your strength, your memories, and your resolve.
Ooh.
Few fall at the first hurdle. None reach the last. We have wagered, and you have won. You may claim your rewards, yet I will also claim mine. As you improve, so do I. Balance must be retained.
Well, then I guess we'll never have a true victor, then, would we? So apparently I get to activate only one of those. As a reward for defeating Bandit, you can receive these new cards. Ooh, this feels very much like Hearthstone, except for I didn't have to pay actual money or play for a really long time to afford a pack. They're just giving it to you. We get the Jack of Skulls. Oh, I cannot see these. I wish I could zoom in somehow. The Death King's Hall. The Local Peasant. The Devil's Choice. The River. And the Captain of the Guards. These kind of look like they're tarot cards, but they're not. They're just totally made up things. But that's cool. So we get all those. What is the little lock at the top of the two? The one at the top left and one at the exact top middle mean? does that mean they're better cards, or does that mean I have to unlock them some other way? Oh, I do get to activate all 3. Nice! I wonder how many cards are in the game just by default. I know you got like 9 new items in the DLC. That seems like kind of small, but it may actually be a huge increase. Let's see, what do we get? The medium armor, the chains of a ranger, chains of rage, sorry. And that's really, really small. I'm really far away from my TV too. Let's see. There was a mercenary contract, a medium armor, a torture breath, or torture something, and then desperate masonry. It needs to just be scaled up a little bit bigger. For defeating my bandit, I will give you new challenges. So you only get 1 here, and it's just a challenge. Bandit attack.
Shall we deal again?
So, that's what Hand of Fate seems like it's gonna be. And we're just right on time for the end of this recording. Very, very lucky. So that's gonna be it for this recording. I end all my recordings the same way. I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps out. If you want to support me even further, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right is a blue button that says support this channel. You can click that and make a donation. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any other social medias, such as Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Steam, Battle.net, I have a whole bunch of links down below. Also, by the way, if you click on my name, Rydo, that'll get you to my main YouTube page. From there, you can get to my playlist tab and see a playlist for every other game I've ever covered. Thank you for watching, and have a good evening. Bye.